There's been so much conflicting fat loss advice over the years. No wonder it's so easy to make mistakes. When I put on a lot of body fat and I tried to lose that body fat, I made a lot of the same mistakes I'm going to discuss with you today. A lot of the people I speak to make these mistakes. These are the 5 most common mistakes you can make when you're trying to lose fat. Mistake number 1, you've actually been dieting for too long. So if you've been dieting for a long time, let's say 6 to 12 months, you've seen some progress, but you've hit a plateau. Like the last 2 or 3 months even, you've plateaued. Even 1 month, you've just hit this plateau. You've hit this wall. You can't seem to lose any more weight. It could be that you are experiencing metabolic adaptation. It's not obviously 100%, but this is a possibility. This is where your metabolism adapts, basically. It adapts to the new energy you're giving it. You're giving it fewer calories, and what it does as a survival mechanism, it will bring your total daily energy expenditure down. So you'll burn fewer calories at rest, and you'll burn fewer calories when you work out. This is a survival mechanism as well. Your body naturally adapts to a diet. This is, of course, any diet, but when we get like more extreme versions of metabolic adaptation, it can make it a lot harder to lose weight. I've done a much more in-depth video on metabolic adaptation itself, so that's something you can watch at the end of this video if you would like to find out more, and if you feel like this is something you're currently experiencing. Mistake number 2, underestimating calories. It's quite easy to underestimate the amount of calories you're consuming, even if you are tracking, if you're tracking incorrectly. But as far back as 1992, Lichman et al. Actually found that overweight people overestimated the amount of physical activity they did and underestimated the calories they consumed. There's been a few more studies. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this because it's kind of like its own video within itself, but this is a real thing. Underestimating the amount of calories you're consuming is a real thing. The best thing you can do is, at least for a little while, is to weigh your food, understand portion sizes, track your calories using an app like MyFitnessPal. Get used to that, and then you can slowly come away from that. You can move away from that and move more towards intuitive eating. But to begin with, that's a good idea, to weigh your food, understand portion sizes, and then slowly move away from tracking and to a more sustainable way of intuitive eating. But remember, you're not alone here. Like, it's very easy to underestimate the amount of calories you're consuming. Mistake number 3, your cheat days are just too epic. You've probably seen like Dwayne Johnson's cheat days.
I love my cheat days. They have become legendary. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, my friends. Enjoy your cheat day. Which is a good thing. I do believe in working hard throughout the week and earning your cheat meals.
Probably seen a lot of YouTubers have these crazy cheat days, and you probably thought to yourself, that is what I'm gonna do on my next cheat day. But you have to remember, these people around that cheat day, they're so calculated that even when they have this crazy cheat day, which looks like it's like 5 days rolled into one, they've got it so well calculated that the next day and the day after, they'll be fine. They'll go straight back to the plan, they'll be fine. And maybe you're saying to yourself, yeah, I'll do the same. But what can happen is one cheat day can turn into 2 cheat days. And then that can even undo all the hard work you've done on the other 5 days. So you're doing 5 days really well. The weekend comes along, you're like, oh, I'm gonna have a cheat day. You have 1 cheat day, then you're like, tomorrow I'll continue this cheat day. And in those 2 days, you can eat back the deficit you've made during the week. And then what you're doing then is you're just doing all that hard work for nothing, just because of those 2 days. 2 out of 5 days can ruin your whole entire week. So instead of a cheat day, I recommend just throwing in 1 or 2 cheat meals during the week. They don't have to be, you don't have to even call them cheat meals. I like to call them like indulgence meals, just eating whatever you want, just making it part of your life. I did a video a while back on flexible dieting, just having that 80-20 rule. 80% of the time you're eating well according to a plan, and then 20% of the time you're eating what you want. So you're eating the things you want to eat. I'm not saying you don't want to eat healthy. I'm just saying that, everyone, we're all human. We all like pizzas, burgers, big pasta bakes and cookies, cakes. And yeah, I'm getting hungry just talking about this, but you get the picture. Just don't look at it as a cheat day. Look at it as maybe 1 to 2 cheat meals during the week. And you don't even have to call them that. I don't call them that. It's just 1 or 2 meals where I eat out and just eat more or less what I want. Mistake number 4, you're dropping calories too fast. Look, I completely get it. You want results fast. We all want results fast. But if you're dropping calories too fast, what you're going to see is you're going to see a lot of muscle loss. And when you see that muscle lost, it's also going to mean that your physique is not going to look how you want it to look when you lose that fat. And what can happen is, if you're dropping calories way too fast, ghrelin, our hunger hormone, can increase significantly. That big spike in ghrelin can lead to us binging. So what we'll do is we'll go through periods of really low calories, then binging, really low calories, then binging. And then what we'll do over time is we might even put on weight, but the minimum we'll do is prevent weight loss. And that's something we don't want to be doing. We want to lose weight. So set a realistic and sustainable calorie target. I would say start at roughly maintenance, get a feeling for that. Then after like 2 weeks, you can go into a slight deficit, I'd say 10 to 15%. And then you can go as high as 25, in some cases 30% into a deficit. But most people will need roughly between 20 and 25%, and you'll see significant weight loss with that deficit maintained. I've mentioned this in past videos, but roughly you want to be losing 0.5 to 1 pound of weight per week. And that's around, give or take, 0.5 to 0.7% of your current body weight. But that's the maximum you want to be losing a week to make sure it's from fat and you're not digging into your muscle. You do not, I repeat it, you do not want to be losing muscle. Not only does your BMR, your basic metabolic rate, the amount of calories you burn at rest go down, the physique you end up with is likely going to be skinny fat or just skinny, and then you're going to want to build again, and you're going to find it difficult. Mistake number 5, and a final mistake you could be making that's stopping you from losing fat, is too much cardio. When you're doing too much cardio, you're going to increase your overall levels of fatigue. And when your fatigue levels are too high, it's going to affect your strength training sessions and can even interfere with muscle growth. That's if you're doing too much and you're carrying the fatigue over into your sessions, and you can't even progress those workouts. And when you can't progress those workouts, you can't create the necessary adaptations even to build muscle. So you want to make sure that if you're doing cardio, stick to 1 to 2 sessions a week. One could be a steady state session and 1 a HIIT session. So you're doing 4 resistance training sessions and 2 sessions of cardio a week. Then what you can do is just increase the amount of calories you burn in 1 day through your NEAT, that's your non-exercise activity thermogenesis. That's stuff like walking, fidgeting, but I'm specifically saying walking, make it intentional, get those steps in, go for, a 15 to 20 minute walk after each meal, go for a half an hour walk in the morning, whatever you can do. Walk on your phone when you're in the office, or if you've got a meeting, you're home, you're working from home, you've got a meeting, you've got a phone call to take, just walk around. You can significantly increase those steps by doing things like that. And that's going to lead to you burning more calories in 1 day and also losing more fat over the long term as well. And walking is not fatiguing at all, so it will not affect your strength training sessions. If you've got this far, first thing I want to say is I really appreciate you. I really appreciate the support. If you click that thumbs up button, click that subscribe button if you've not subscribed already, and you're going to want to head over to my free Facebook group where I'm teaching men like yourself how to build muscle and lose fat at the same time. There's a lot of free exclusive content that will be extremely beneficial for you if you're looking to lose fat and build muscle. So that's it for this video. If you've got any questions at all, comment below or feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. Until the next video, keep pushing those limits.